Hello, everyone. This is the Shawn1113 podcast show for May 21st, 2025. Thank you so much for joining this podcast, wherever you may be, whatever platform you're listening to, anywhere and everywhere in the world. I mean, I am so excited right now. Fifth anniversary, a lot of things going on in sports as usual. We got started with the NBA playoffs and the NHL conference finals, and I'll make my picks there, even though it just started. But I have a lot of things to cover, so let's go, folks, and hopefully you be here safely. First and foremost, before we even get to that, I want to say thank you for to the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and the Space Force, and to all. Thank you to all the people, all the men and women of the United States Armed Forces on this Memorial Day. Sorry about that. Something fell off. On this Memorial Day weekend, that sacrifice in all the wars, in all the conflicts, and want to remember them for their sacrifices, so people, so we can be here in the first place. So thank them for their sacrifice. Thank them for their the fact that they're volunteering to make this country even stronger than it's ever before in the United States of America, and really to any country, to be honest with you, thank them for thank them. Well, regardless of what country you're in. So with that, just think about that on Memorial Day. Why the reason why Memorial Day exists in the first place. Now let's get to sports, shall we? Congratulations, first in order in golf. Scotty Scheffler proves again why he is the number one player in golf right now. I mean, very convincing victory because everybody else fell apart in the PGA Championship. So it was easy for Scotty Scheffler. Give me a second. I'm getting some coffee. But congratulations to him. Congratulations to Crystal Palace for winning the FA Cup. Ugh. The reason I say that because my Man City just, I don't know what has happened this season to Man City, but I mean, I get it. Manchester United last year, I get it. Crystal Palace though, and you couldn't even score a goal. What? I mean, next year they gotta be better. Otherwise, in the English Premier League, Liverpool might very well win the league again. But this time, you got Newcastle, you got Arsenal, you got Aston Villa, you got Brighton, you got a whole bunch of teams surrounding them, and Chelsea as well. So we'll see next. We'll see in the 2025-2026 English Premier League World Football season on that. Also, congratulations in order to Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, became one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the actual football league with the 49ers. Um, basically, congratulations to him. College football ongoing as the season progresses. Just College World Series as well, College Lacrosse as well. In baseball and softball with the College World Series. Got a lot. I was thinking about also NFL and also one of the linebacker for the 49ers. I can't get his name right now, but he got the highest paid quarterback. Oh, Fred Warner. Okay, Fred Warner got the highest paid linebacker, and he kind of deserves that, and he does deserve that extension. Him and Brock Purdy, to be honest with you. Now, if he can stay healthy, they might contend in the AFC West. But I was thinking about ranking all the divisions after the draft, after the free agency and stuff, from the worst to the toughest to the worst in the NFL. So I was thinking about that. It's like, which one is the toughest in the NFL? I was thinking about that, and the toughest division in the NFL right now, it's got to be the NFC West, really and truly. And the worst is the NFC South. Well, actually, let me put that back. The AFC South. That's probably the worst division in the AFC. That's probably the worst division in football, in my opinion. The North, now, next to the AFC West is probably the NFC North, followed by the NFC West, the AFC, the AFC North, the AFC East, the NFC South. No, actually, the NFC West, the NFC East. Sorry, I'll get that in order one of these days. Uh, NFC East, then the NFC South, and then the AFC South. To be honest, so with that, but the best, like I said, the toughest division is the AFC West, and the worst division is the AFC South, and the best division in the NFC is the NFC North, in my opinion. So take it for what it's will, actually. So you got a little confused, but I'm just trying to clear things out. So MLB ongoing. I'm looking at that right now. Major League Baseball. The Yankees did sweep. Congratulations to the Yankees that swept the Mets. And they're still leading by 3 games over Boston. Blue Jays are, Boston has improved. Orioles, what happened to the Orioles? I have them winning the division. What happened to Baltimore? Tigers are leading the Twins and Cleveland, and that's a close race there. The West, Mariners, Astros, all bunched up. Nobody's out of it. Athletics doing much better than I thought. In the American, the National League. Phillies have taken over, and then the Braves. Nationals doing much better. Marlins are in the cellar as usual, unfortunately. Cubs, Cardinals, Reds, Brewers, anybody can be there. Pirates, well, Dodgers, Giants. In the NL West, Dodgers, Giants, Padres, Diamondbacks, and the Rockies, by far the worst team in the league. Who's the worst team in the league? Chicago White Sox or Colorado Rockies? Take your pick. Pick your poison on that one. Although the White Sox are much better, better than the Rockies at this point, and that's saying a lot, at least for this year. Now let's get to my NBA Conference Finals picks and my NHL Stanley Cup Conference Finals picks. Last night, Florida. Well, last night in the NBA, Oklahoma City and Minnesota. Minnesota went in Game 1. Picking Minnesota for the entire series, and then Indiana, New York Knicks. That's a harder pick. But I'm picking Indiana. That's a dangerous team. You don't want to play in the finals, and I'm sure a lot of people want to cheer on the Knicks to go to the final for their TV ratings and stuff. But in my opinion, I think Indiana will win in a close 7-game series. Now, as for the NHL Stanley Cup Eastern Conference, last night Florida and Carolina started their Eastern Conference final as of this recording. I'm picking Florida for the entire series, and then Dallas and Edmonton play for the Western Conference title in the NHL. I'm picking Edmonton in that one in a close 7 games. And by the way, I hate to say this about the Toronto Maple Leafs, but I gotta tell you something. They're like Toronto. I feel bad for the Toronto fans, really. But that team, that team reminds me of an episode of the Brady Bunch. Long before today, it was 50 years. They go to this children's TV show. One of the staff members telling them when the red light turns on, you're on the air for that show. And the red light comes, all the kids are excited except Cindy Brady, who just stares at that red light, doesn't move, is almost in a catatonic state. Catatonic. hypnotic state, actually, and she doesn't move. Cindy does not move in that episode after that. That's what the Toronto Maple Leafs remind me of their past playoff failures. The red light goes on, they stay there, and nobody's home. That's my opinion about them. I feel again, I feel really bad about the Toronto Maple Leafs. To be perfect honest, they do deserve better than that. So with that, that is by the way, you think Scotty Scheffler is going to be favored for the U.S. Open Championships? Let me know in the comment below. With that, that is now the Shawn1113 podcast show for May 21st, 2025. The 5th anniversary of this show is coming up, and I'm very excited about that. Coming next week, I got a lot of thoughts about that. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a break for a little while. And with that, remember this. Please stay encouraged no matter what and live your life as normal as possible in an abnormal world. Thank you for listening to the Shawn1113 podcast show.